This is Pastor Sean, and this time I got half a melatonin. It's a 3 mg. With this one, yesterday I actually took a melatonin, so I normally only take this about once a week because I don't want my body, my brain, I don't want my brain getting addicted to it. So I microdose, but I microdosed a pill where I only took 1/4 of that little pill yesterday before I ended up driving home from work. From the video that you guys saw yesterday. The reason I'm wearing a beanie in this video is because I don't have any hair gel. So my hair looks really crazy right now. So the beanie stays on. This is me anyways. So anyways, I just crunched it up with my teeth and ate it, and I felt its effects, but very briefly, and then it didn't work, where I only got about 3 hours of sleep again. Eventually it's going to get to the point where this job is going to take such a toll on my mental well-being that I'm literally going to start going crazy at some point. Surprisingly, I actually don't really feel that bad today. I feel since I started the shift like today, I felt just awful. It's not a fun feeling. When you're laying in bed, sorry, my nose is just really itching right now. It's not fun laying in bed for like 2 hours straight and you never fall asleep. That's happened to me multiple times in the last about 3.5 months since I started this job, because normally when I go to try to take a nap, if I don't fall asleep within 20 to 30 minutes, I'll just get up and just say, forget it, I'm just gonna ignore it and just make coffee or go buy a Monster or Rockstar or something, or go buy a Joker. And now I feel like I have to try to force myself to sleep because I hardly sleep because of the hours at this job. So man, these are the security nights. I should start calling these the graveyard shift with the unarmed security guard. So, there's this coworker I work with who told me on Wednesday evening, he's actually relieving me in 3 hours. So it's 3 a.m. right now. It's witching hour right now at work. And he told me, he said, oh yeah, if you just, he was like, yeah, man, it can get really boring in here when you have to work, you can't go on your patrols, because I'm covering. So, normally I'd be working with another coworker right now. Normally there's a partner for the shifts here at this area that I work in. It's a partner of 2 per every 8-hour shift. So basically what they try to do for this job is it goes in intervals of 3. So there's 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., then there's 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., and then there's 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So it's like a whole 24 hours. This, I mean, if you guys are in security, because I don't know if anybody out there does what I do and follows that Reddit page of security guards. It's got like 30,000 members. I follow it just to see like what other people's lives are like doing my job, but like in different countries and states. It's because I find it kind of interesting. For this job, you always have to have a partner for this one. But because my boss is on a 3-week vacation, it's only, other than on Saturday and Sunday, so basically Monday through Friday, each person that works here is only working by themselves. So, like, everyone's schedule got switched around except mine. Mine only got switched around by an hour on Thursday to where I do, because normally on Thursday I do 9 to 5, but they put me at 10 to 6 by myself. So, I mean, today's Friday, January 20th. It's 3:08 a.m. Just got this, like, feel like this gunk in the back of my throat. Anyways, so this is actually, yesterday morning was actually the first time, let's put my glasses back on. It's actually the first time since I've been using melatonin, that I'm aware of. This is the first time I've used melatonin, and maybe I'd say I've been using it off and on. I've been using a sleep aid off and on for about a year and a half. And yesterday morning was the first time that I microdosed and the dose didn't work. So I'm gonna do half a dose of 1 pill of a 3 milligram. So, and it will work, but I've done half a milligram like twice in the last, I don't know, probably about 10 months. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy. And it sort of worked, but then the whole 24 hours I felt like really weird. My body just felt really strange when trying to work and just be up for the day after I took the pill. So that's just melatonin. It's all chemicals. Most of this stuff, yeah, sorry about my hair, guys. It's really messy right now. Anyways, that's just how this is working with melatonin, I used to pray a lot. I still do pray a lot to fall asleep. I mean, this pastor I used to work under, well, did I work under him? Well, I sort of did. For about 6 to 12 months back. This is back all the way in like 2009, 2010. I used to work under this pastor at this place called Mesquite Community Church. And I don't know if it's still called that now or if it's even open. I have no idea. But he told me that he had sleeping problems one time when me and him were going to go do construction work. And do you guys ever get does anybody here ever get pain that shoots from their mid-back up into their head where you can feel it in your gums and in your teeth? Because the pain shoots, it's connected in the back and it goes in here. Has anyone ever felt that? Like trying to record this yesterday was pretty brutal. Because I was trying to be entertaining and thought-provoking. But I was so exhausted I couldn't focus, which is the strange thing that I could not stay asleep. I slept from, I'm thinking about 6:40 a.m. is when I fell asleep, and then I woke up at about 9:30, and then I fell back asleep. I woke up at about somewhere around 10, and then I woke up again, and then I fell back asleep and woke up again at 11:30, and I couldn't go back to sleep. Like my cat kept yowling and howling. You know, he hates to be by himself. So, you know, it's not... It's always a recipe for disaster when it comes to the cat. Anyways, so the pastor, when I worked with him one time, we were in his truck. I don't know if we were going to a job or coming from a job, but I don't remember. But remember he said at one point that he would wake up because he had sleeping problems. He struggled with like semi-insomnia. Like it wasn't really that bad, but he said it would happen somewhat frequently. And he thought that was God telling him to pray for whoever, to pray for someone. He thought that's what he was supposed to what he was supposed to be doing. Like he would always wake up at like 2 or 3 a.m. Like he said somewhat frequently. And so he would just stay up for like 30 minutes to an hour, and he would just pray and he would ask Jesus, who do you want me to pray for? Like, is this why I'm awake right now? You know, I do the same things, but I don't really pray for anybody. I just pray for myself. Well, this was more like in the middle of the night before I got this job. I don't do this anymore, but I just pray really quick before I go to bed. Like as I'm falling asleep, I pray. But, sorry. It's like the, I don't know. It's like it's starting to hit me like my body wants to go to sleep right now, but I can't, you know, I'm at work. I mean, I fell asleep yesterday after I made this recording, my hour-long recording. Afterwards, I don't know, maybe this is like 20 or 30 minutes after I recorded, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to see if my body will fall asleep, because no one's going to come in. No one's going to leave, and no one's going to come into this building, this complex. I've timed it between, and I don't know if I brought this up last night on the last video, but I've noticed that at this job, the security job, there is no action coming in with vehicles or going out, even with foot, you know, people walking on foot. Between, I would say about 12:30 a.m. to about 4:30 a.m. So in that block of time, about 4 hours, there's no action. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just gonna allow myself, because I was really fighting to stay awake last night. So I just told myself, you know what, I'm just gonna allow myself to daze off, and then whenever I wake up is whenever I wake up. And then it happened, and I woke up and I felt really strange. Like I was stumbling around when I was trying to go check the, what is that? Go check the kitchen in the main area. I was like stumbling around. I thought I was gonna fall over at one point. My tailbone and my lower back were killing me because of how I was sitting on this chair. I fell asleep for about 8 or 9 minutes. And, you know, I definitely don't feel as tired as I did yesterday. I feel pretty awake. Anyways, so my coworker said, well, you can just slide the sliding glass door. You can just slide it open, just flip the switch on the gate, just pop, they call it pop the gate. Just pop the, oh, I thought someone was about to come in right now. He said, just pop the gate, and he was like, just walk around out here. I didn't do that. I just walked around the entire complex at midnight. I just took my jacket here, I took my stuff, my gloves, and just put on music, and I started listening to Amoebics, and I put on Dystopia and Appalachian Terror Unit, and I just started walking in that direction. I just walked around the whole area of the whole 44 acres, just to you got to do something to wake yourself up, and I can't. My body is too sensitive to have coffee here at night or energy drinks unless I'm doing, I can do it if I'm doing patrols, but I can't do it if I'm just sitting in here the majority of the night, pretty much all night. In 42 minutes, I gotta go check the stuff so I can leave this. But anyway, so at midnight, I just picked up my stuff and I just walked around the whole complex. It took 20 minutes. And I felt really good because when I came back, I was working on my short story. So this is what I'm currently working on right now. I didn't read the Raymond Carver book tonight for some reason. I'll read it when I get back. Right. So this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, The Paperboy. It's my new short story that will be done by the end of February, and it's the end of January. It's January 30th right now, so this short story will be ready in the next about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. So I want it to be perfect. I'm trying to craft it in such a way where when someone reads it, they're gonna want to read through the whole thing. I'm honestly trying the best I can with this to make this as entertaining as possible. It's based off a true story. That's the intent for my next book, is all short stories with maybe 1 or 2 poems. And all the short stories are nothing too weird, like what I was talking about last night. Nothing mythological, nothing spiritual, nothing about angels and demons fighting each other in the spirit realm, and MK Ultra and government using chemtrails to come poison me. And it's nothing like that. It's just regular stories, things that really happened to me in life. So very similar, you would say, in the same vein as someone like this guy right here. So Raymond Carver, just phenomenally talented, such a talented guy. I'll just read you a random excerpt. "What's that?" Anne said. "A scan?" She stood between this new doctor and the bed. "I thought you had already taken your x-rays." "I'm afraid we need to do more," he said. "Nothing to be alarmed about. We just need some more pictures. And we want to do a brain scan on him." "My God," Anna said. See, this guy, just such brilliant writing. He is probably my new all-time favorite writer, is Raymond Carver. I could seriously sit and read this book over and over again. I don't even know how many short stories are in here, and I haven't read all of them yet. But anyways, so I walked around the complex, and I was going to do it a couple times, but I don't know, I just got distracted. So when I was in Tucson, so I went to Tucson this week. I went Monday, came back Wednesday, like what I do once a month. I drank a lot. Because that's not really my intent. Exactly, not really. Nor like I was telling my friend when I was hanging out at their house where I sleep and hang out at for the majority of the time I'm in over there, that, once a week, me and my wife only have about one cocktail or one martini or like one shot of something or like one or two beers for the whole week. Like I casually drink now. I just don't really, I was even talking to my wife about that before I came here. We were watching TV and I was telling her before, I went to go take a shower and to get, ready and dressed up to come to my job, that I don't really drink the same way that I used to. But then that's actually what I was doing when I was up in Tucson. I go to this place that I really don't like, but they have this awesome thing in the back where you can pick your own beers. And it's called the World of Beer, and you can put like 9 of them in a box. And so I want to do that like once a month from now on, because I did it for the last 2 months. And it's pretty fun because me and my best friend, we love experimenting with alcohol. So, the only problem with this is that he's eventually going to find a job. And the problem is that he, we won't be able to do that if I keep this job, which I'm not going to. I've now been at this job for it'll be 3.5 months in 2 days. Nope. So 3.5 months in 2 days. And I've been looking for work at other places. I haven't gotten any callbacks yet, but my wife might become a police aide. She's going to have an interview this upcoming Wednesday. Not upcoming, it's next Wednesday. For a police aide, and then TSA is still waiting on her to do the polygraph test for that one. And she wants me to apply too, and I thought, okay, why not? If they're going to give me weekends off, So, I move around a lot in these videos. Like, even if you see me on that I've been doing, a lot of those videos were not videos, they were audio. But if you've noticed in the ones where it is me talking, like how I'm doing this with you guys right now, you notice that I move around a lot, and that it's because, most of the time I'm in a lot of pain. Not exactly sure why, but because I used to do wrestling back when I was a kid. Like, I did professional wrestling in the backyard, then it transferred to amateur when I was at APW, the All Pro Wrestling, when I was in their boot camp school back in 2008 to 2009. And then sorry. And then UFC, but very briefly, like, and not really. I mean, it could just be genetics too, as to why I just feel so, my muscles just, I need to go. I mean, I used to go to yoga, but shoot, man, I'm getting lightheaded. Okay. Like I'm consistently moving around my body to, to try to alleviate. Sorry. To try to alleviate the pain symptoms of, like, it's just, my muscles just strain, like, a lot. Pretty much everything hurts. Everything has always hurt in me, but it's kind of like, I'm not one of those professional wrestlers where like a MMA fighter, where this has been a compound over years of time. I mean, I'm now thinking that it's a good possibility that this is happening because I haven't been sleeping, and that the sleep is what allows your body to go into recoveries when you're in that REM sleep, which, I'm in and out of that. Oh, man. Get a haircut tomorrow, but anyways, so ooh. Man, my body is just telling me to go to sleep, but I can't. Like, I cannot sleep in this chair. Like, my tailbone and around that area was just numb for like 10 minutes straight yesterday morning. Oh, thought another car was coming in. Nope. So, pop. So my wife sent me this video, I just remembered. She sent me this video about this woman from TikTok talking about this 5-digit number. And it actually worked very temporarily. Okay. It's very temporarily of where you're supposed to, in your mind, look at a body part that's straining or giving you stress or hurts, and then repeat the numbers 55515, and then your body relaxes that area. And it actually worked. I mean, the pain came back like a couple minutes later, but it did work, which is kind of strange. I don't know why a sequence of 5 numbers would do that. unless it's some kind of placebo effect. Yeah, I don't know. I'm taking a guess, but yeah, we got dinner. I paid rent. It felt really good. I felt really good paying rent. I don't really felt good about paying the other bills. Normally I don't. I don't know why, like the phone and internet stuff, the basic ones, like electricity. I don't know why, but when I pay rents, like I pay the big bill, I feel like, I don't know, I feel this inner sense of accomplishment when I pay a big bill. Like I just feel like a weight is lifted off of me when I do that. Well, the guy running the tow truck is coming out. Yep, here he comes. Excuse me. I'm gonna have his area. Oh, here comes a cut. Nope. But, I feel really good about that. About paying rent. I mean, I probably should just do it for every month instead of just paying the 5 other smaller bills. Like gas and stuff. That stuff's just whatever, But I don't know. I felt I just felt that I've become a bit boring lately. Like I wanted to ask my friend this in the group chat, like, am I talking about, apps on the TV of like HBO Max and Netflix and, cooking food and hey, I got this good deal at Journeys. Like I want to ask him ask the guys like, dude, am I getting a little too boring? Do I still seem like I'm me, like I'm myself? Because it just seems like I don't know, I was thinking that a couple hours ago that I've just have been I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm like inside I feel content and inside I feel on a consistent basis I do feel happy. This whole week has not been, today has been fine, but other than not being able to sleep, felt pretty strange, but yeah, like I've just been, this week has just not been good, but today's been fine. Like I had a good time today. Other than not being able to sleep and just laying in bed for like 2 hours and then never falling asleep. It's a very strange feeling, but it's not like I don't have a sense of control or a sense that, oh, dude, I'm going to die eventually if I don't get this fixed, because it's what I've learned is that you can actually pretty much go on little sleep and still relatively feel fine. I've learned that about the inner human timepiece that's inside of myself, being that since I do have anxiety disorder and heart issues, the heart issues and going out of breath and things like that does increase by a lot if you don't sleep consistently. Ow. Just pushing my palm on my leg, like that really hurt for a second. Anyways, so that's oh man. So I forgot what I was talking about because I stretched my I was trying to stretch out my back, but I think I pushed it too hard. But anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, well, the inner human timepiece is, you know, I got this red booklet back when I was 19, 20. No, I think I was 19. By this guy named Roland Alexander. He gave me this booklet. And I remember, for some reason, I remember this part. Out of all the wrestling holds that I had to learn and the amateur moves I had to learn, it was basically college amateur. There was also a couple papers in there of sheets. Oh, just a second. I think someone's coming in. Oh. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I guess the car made a left turn over there. Because it looked like a white car was about to pull into this complex for me to let them in, if they live here. But like it says up here in the notes here, no Amazon deliveries, UPS, FedEx, nothing. So before 8 a.m., nobody can drop off any packages. No one is allowed in here for any reason, really. Unless it's an emergency, basically. But your body can actually run on relatively little sleep. And Roland's book had instructions on how to eat properly for dieting. And one of the parts that for whatever reason, I never forgot this, is that he wrote down, you only need 6 hours of sleep a night. You don't need any more than that. Your body can be at maximum occupancy at 6 hours a night. I thought that was really strange because, obviously there was like a bunch of guys working for him that had like six packs and pecs and like they were really buff and big. Like 6 hours a night, you think that wouldn't be enough time, but like, what was this, like 2 weeks ago? I was like 2 weeks ago, I think this was last weekend. This had to have been Monday to Tuesday. Yeah, it wasn't the weekend, it was Monday to Tuesday. Monday night to Tuesday morning. I was so out of it and tired from these shifts, from sleeping literally 3 to 4 hours a night. Even when I actually got 7 hours of sleep 2 weeks ago, before the shift, because I actually stayed asleep the whole 2 hours when I took a nap, and then I slept about 6 hours before that, or 5 hours before that. My body it just felt like both of those was just a really long nap, and I still wasn't recovered from it. It just feels like you're taking long naps. I mean, people out there know what I'm talking about, that binge, like let's say on what? Meth? Let's say if you use meth. You know what I'm talking about? Staying up 6 days straight. And then you sleep for like a really long period of time. It was it was also in Head's book. Bathed in Blood, I think that's what it was called. I read that book twice for some reason. The book was okay, I guess. But looking back on it, the book was just kind of, Head, what was his name? Head Walsh from Korn, the original guitarist. Read his book twice, in the way long time ago, like 9 years ago. But anyways, I don't know what did that have to do with. Oh yeah, the meth use, because he talked about doing meth in his book, and then he would sleep a lot. Well, that's basically what happened to me. But from this job, I just I would try to take naps during the day, like what I did today, and I can't fall asleep. So it's like 50% of the time I'll fall asleep for like a half hour, an hour and a half to 2 hours, or it's 0 or like 10 minutes. It's either or for whatever reason. So anyways, it was very strange. 2 weeks ago, I seriously slept. It was Monday night to Tuesday morning, and I slept 11 hours straight. And when I woke up, I finally felt like I was probably about 75%. I felt mostly myself again, like mostly normal. Like I was talking to my wife about this earlier when she came home from work, that it kind of felt like from my neck up, because when you hardly sleep, one of the side effects I get is it feels like my neck and up here is like underwater. I don't know how else to describe the feeling. It's like kind of like pins and needles kind of thing. I think. So, sorry, I just got really tired all of a sudden. Another vehicle coming. All right, so it's 3:45 a.m. That's what states here on the Weather Channel. Man, who puts lights all over a frickin' white Hummer? Like, anyways. So basically I get to go home in 2 hours. So this shift actually went by really quickly. It went by very fast. It's very nice, actually. I remember watching Wacky Wednesday back in 2016. For some reason, this is another thing that I've noticed. I've been having flashbacks to 2016. Also, there's a side effect I get from, smoking marijuana, and I know it's like, it's not really that controversial anymore because it's now recreationally, it's legal now. So, who saw that coming? So, I do it about maybe once a month, once every 2 months. Very, very scarcely I'll do it. But I have the side effect where, sorry guys, it feels like my left leg was gonna cramp right there. So that's what it seemed like. Then I get the side effect that I get flashbacks when I smoke. And I get this rare side effect. Because my friend was telling me about how, different drugs, depending on your brain's chemistry, your genetics, that you'll have different side effects to things that other people won't have. Like I get this rare side effect that the marijuana, for some reason, opens something inside my brain, and I become really creative, and memories from my past become very vivid, sometimes as if like it just happened yesterday. What drug does that? I kind of like ayahuasca a little bit. Ayahuasca's pretty extreme. I'm not DMT, but like kind of it like a super low dosage of like that, or magic mushrooms. Like when I smoke, I'll remember something from like my childhood, but it will be very clear. And then I can just see other things, and I become very creative in writing or drawing, or especially writing and painting. Like it's like some chemical just turns on in my brain when that happens. I mean, that happens with me with binaural beats. When I use those, I was using that for like an hour or so. At the beginning of the shift, when I was writing the short story, use a binaural beat to help with the juices of, helping the creativity flow. So, but I've been thinking about 2016. For some reason, that year comes up a lot in my brain. But the thing is, I don't exactly know why that year is so particularly important to me and my brain's chemistry. I don't know. I mean, a lot did happen that year, but when has things not happened in many years? Things have always happened. I don't know why 2016 just comes up a lot. Back when I was how old was I? This was 2016. So I was 28. 27 to 28. Yeah. I really don't even remember doing that much in that year. I was working on my fourth book at the time. Yeah, because I just released my 8th book. I was working on my 4th book at the time, and I remember walking around. I did that every night. It was I think I only worked about 3 months that whole year. Maybe not even that. I had 3 jobs when I only worked each job only a couple weeks in that year. So my dad was supporting me and my brother. Me and my brother used to live together back then, and we would be supported for the most part by my dad, where he would just pay our bills if we couldn't pay them. He'd just give us like $800, like, no, here you go. Or not, actually, it was more like 900. Like, here we go. Just no big deal, That year in 2016, I remember, my friend would come over on, Tuesdays? And this was back when I had that WWE network thing. And we go to Subway. I use my dad's bank card or the cash he would give me to buy, the sub of the day, to save money. And then I buy a bottle of cheap wine for like $8 at the at the Fry's or whatever. And then we just go back to my place and we watch pro wrestling, but old stuff, like old footage from like 1997, 1998, so like 1996, like stuff like that. We watch Attitude Era stuff, or like watch, or he'd put on The Simpsons back then, 2016. We go over to 5th Street and go hang out with him. 2016. No, maybe this was 2015. I'm thinking. No, it's 16. It's 16 and 15 is what I'm thinking of. You know, but I do, for the most part, I feel consistently good. You know, I have a good, deep prayer life. You know, and just being able to take a step back and just saying, hey, you know, I don't know, like, it's just my, you know, my heart, it's not even a thing where I even need meditation anymore. It's just, my heart just feels content. I feel fine for the most part. Like, I feel good every day, except yesterday I was feeling really bad. I can't sit still in this freaking chair to save my life. You know, I don't want to keep taking pain pills like for my body, but my body just hurts. It's like that thing that Jordan Peterson struggles with right now, which is where he said in the interview, he can't sit still. And I feel like that's me right now. Like my whole body just feels antsy, but I've hardly had any caffeine today. That's the thing where I couldn't, you know, I was saying that at the beginning of the episode. I would love to bring in coffee and just drink it here while I'm at work. I would love to do that, but I can't. I can't, because even if it's been like 5 hours since I drank it, by the time I go home to go to sleep, I can't sleep. Because the caffeine it stays in my system it feels like it stays in my system for like 12 hours. Like my system, my inner system and my brain, it just, my inner system, it's very sensitive. I think I already said this. I'm very sensitive to pills, to caffeine, to drinks, to food. Everything it's like I have like all these different allergies all at once. I'm very sensitive to pretty much everything other than like healthy foods and water. Like, only positive, you know, things happen when I drink, you know, the spark waters and stuff. You know, even just eating and drinking small amounts or taking pills of a small amount will be detrimental, you know. Like, my body just absorbs it really quickly, and I'm not sure why. But my drinking tolerance has gone up somehow, because I was able to drink about, when was this? This was 6 days ago now, that I drank, about I drank like about 6 or 7 drinks, and I woke up and I felt fine, like normal the next morning. But man, sleeping 11 hours, that is wild. There was only one other time that happened, and that was when me and my wife went on a not rafting trip, but basically I just sat on a surfboard with this big paddle, and I was paddling like this for about 6 hours, and it was really fun. It was very entertaining. You know, I basically just laid down on surf. I had to trust that my legs were going to be fine when I was in the water, because your legs are on the outside of the surfboard. It was like this big boogie board, not a boogie board, this big surfboard that could hold up my weight, and I was basically just using it as a canoe. And the water was so green you couldn't see through it. So you just had to trust that nothing was going to come up and bite your legs, and nothing ever did. So good, good for, thank God for that. Thank God that happened, that didn't end badly. Like having one of those monstrous fish that live 2,000 levels below the surface or something. I don't know what it's called, and then it comes up and, it eats your, come up and bite off your feet. One of those nasty looking fish that live all the way down there, like, All right, so 4 minutes and then I'll go, 2 hours left, and then I'll go check the, 4 minutes, I'll go check the main area, make sure everything is okay. They told me just check for gas. If you smell gas, then you need to alert someone immediately, but I've smelled gas once since I started here, and the burners on the stove are on, and the place didn't explode. I've never seen that in person, of someone's house blowing up because of gas pressure. I've never seen that. Maybe I don't want to see it. Who knows? But I would say for the most part, today's been fine. It's been okay. I love making these videos. I now have because and I was going to talk about that. I'll talk about that next time I do this, when I go live. When you stop being when you really devote yourself to being sober, and what I mean is sober from masturbation and pornography, because I still partially take here and there, drugs and alcohol, but for that stuff, that's like my real bad addiction is pornography and masturbation. Like I just could not get that under control to save my life, but I have recently. I have been sober for 10 days. So I'm going to be in recovery for the rest of my life, which is fine. And, it's you have a lot more energy and you have a lot more time than you thought you did. So I can make these videos for my Christian channel. This is just another vlog kind of thing to put on Trovo. It's like, I think the people here that are watching this video think I'm on drugs or something because I can't stop moving around, like moving my jaw around, like that Charlie Haas interview. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that thing on Hannibal. Oh God, he looked terrible. It was just, oh man, that divorce destroyed him. And oh man. Team Angle, that was like one of my all-time favorite tag teams. I was like, oh no, man, what happened to Charlie Haas? So I was scrolling through the stuff on Facebook and saw that. And I'm like, what happened? And someone in the comments said it's meth. So never, ever, if it's true or not, there is absolutely no reason for you to do meth. There is none. Like, there literally is no reason. I used to know this guy that would abuse NyQuil because there's a 5%. It's like 3 to 5% meth is in that stuff, and Dayquil. Just part of your heart wanting what it wants. That's how I feel about pornography. I still think about it. I went on a binge of sobriety from porn for 4 months. That's my record. 4 months. Not masturbation, just pornography for 4 months. I still would think about it, because, have dreams about it. That would be the most awesome high that anyone could ever have. But stay away.